first round pick.
Focus,
Hey, throw that list away, all right?
Why are we around?
Welcome to the show, it's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From Mahomes to the defense, we give you the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop. This ain't no game, it's our passion on display.
The baby
Chiefs
himself.
Blitz podcast, real fans unite. Every touchdown scored, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yes, never too late.
I would even bring NBS back in the middle of the season.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
That's right, gang. We are back and better than last week, we hope. You can see in the upper right-hand square, that is not Nick Athan. That is our guy from across the pond, one juice kid. That's right. It's Mango. Mango, how you doing, man? You're sitting in for Nick. Big shoes to fill. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, thanks, Lou. It's been a quick minute, so I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a good show.
All right. Well, we're glad you could jump in at the last minute. Hopefully Nick's feeling better at some point, and we'll have him back on Wednesday. But for our producer, Mr. Hense Todd, and the coach, Andre Tillman, I'm Lou Montagna, of course. And we are the Four Guys in a Bar here talking to you about all things Chiefs, NFL, NBA, WNBA, WWE, whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. We're here for it. So what do you think? We got a sponsor first? That's what we're doing, right?
Let's get right into our sponsor.
Let's do it. Come on.
That's right. Baseball is back on Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you cash in today. You can play the pick'em game. It's very similar to what you did with the NFL where you're doing the Chiefs stuff. Now it's all about baseball, and especially the Royals. You can go higher or lower. It's really simple to use. Their app is amazing. You just choose your entry fee. You decide what you want to play, and you just see the winnings coming if you know what you're doing. So take a swing today and make sure that you sign up for Underdog Fantasy, and they're going to give you a meatball right off the gamut, Bobby Wood Jr. special. So start with a W for your first entry and new customers. Make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz.
Yes, sir. Chiefs Blitz will get you an extra 50 after you play the first 5. NBA playoffs obviously heating up last night. The OKC Thunder took out Indiana, so they're going back. They're going to Indiana, I should say, for the next 2 games. We'll see if Tyrese and the boys can get things back in order and maybe make some money off of that. But Nick also, along with the promo code, if you do sign up and play that first 5, will give you something from his collection. I believe a tradable Chiefs card. So a lot of extra bonuses for you playing this game. And if you're looking for some bonus picks, maybe we can get Nick to give some of his, because evidently he just owns this thing. So scan the QR code, do your thing, and maybe win a few bucks.
Yes, that is right, guys. But hey, I want to, thank, Mango is coming in the last minute, jumping right in here. We was up late putting everything together. Now we got, what we're gonna be talking about today. A lot of people, up in orange, probably say, nah, this ain't the guy ain't that. But hey, we got our only, Trent McDuffie. No fly zone. That's what we came up with. Is he one of the top corners in the league? So with that said, go ahead and take the first question for me, Lou. As I fix this camera, go ahead.
Here we go. So Trent well, come on, man. It's T-Cups. Everybody knows it's T-Cups. So he's already the best cornerback in the NFL. The best. Now this is a little bit more than one of the top corners. So I don't know. Mango, we'll give you first crack. I think you all know what I'm going to say, but yeah.
I mean, for me, he's definitely top 5. Right now, I don't know if he's number 1. I mean, he's obviously insanely talented. We know that. We see it each week. But to say he's the best cornerback right now, I'd probably disagree with that personally. You know, I think like someone like a Athan is, you know, just above him. But he's definitely up there, top 3, top 5 for me is what I would say for sure.
Go ahead, Coach. I'm fixing the cameras.
I'm gonna say he is not the top corner, the top outside corner. I got Derek Stingley taking that one. You go Derek Stingley, you go to Patrick Surtain too. Just because of the fact that, you know, like I said, everybody on the panel, it's his height. It's just the height, man, and he doesn't do well with guys a little like a couple inches taller than him. He doesn't even like have the same. It's like how am I gonna say this? I'm gonna say it like this: if you at the same height and Trent McDuffie a little smaller, you're gonna beat him. Just throw the ball over the top. And like I said, he's not physical enough. He's not physical to play the outside. But the inside, he's tremendous in the inside. He is tremendous. Guys his size smaller than him, tremendous and awesome. But on the outside, no.
See, to me, he is probably one of the most physical corners in the league, even though he's like 5'10". And to me, he's the most versatile corner in the NFL because, like to Coach's point, he can play inside. Showed that was an all-pro playing inside his rookie year. He can come off the edge. You can use him like a chess piece. He can play on the outside. Now, yes, does he have some issues with the ball over his head? I've been talking about that since the Super Bowl against the first Super Bowl against the Eagles. And again, it is a size thing, but I think over time, as he kind of, you know, learns the game, again, we're going into his 4th season. Yeah. So even at a young age, I mean, he's shown that he has everything within him to be one of the best. I don't think he's the best outside corner. Yeah. I think he's the best overall corner because some of these guys, I don't know that you're going to see Surtain playing inside. You're not going to see, you know, Stingley playing on the inside. These guys are primarily outside corners, and they're really good at it. And you need those guys. You get huge, you know, tremendous athletes that are wide receivers that are 6'2", 6'3", you know, bigger dudes. So I think Trent has the opportunity to get there once he maybe learns how to play a little bit better, the higher bump. He can still cover the big guys. I just think with the one that's over his head, that's where there's a little bit of a blind spot. But I would say no, he's not right now, but he certainly has the game to get there.
I thought Lou would probably point this out first because Lou is the guy that points stuff out. But Lou and Dre got gray on, and me and Mango have black on. So I see this is. I was like, I kind of looked, I was like, hey, everybody's kind of got the same colors on. But again,
you making fun of my hair?
No, I'm talking about the shirt. You got the great shirt. But again, is T-Cuff the best? Man, I know I just heard Dre say, oh, it's somebody got to be his size. Did he not lock up Jamar Chase? Jamar Chase is not his size, sir. You know what I mean? Calvin really is not his size. He kind of locked him up. And there's some other guys that he locked up as well. So like Lou said, hey, the guy goes inside and goes outside. The other guys don't travel like that. They just stay outside. They don't go inside. They don't go blitzing. They don't get sacks and nothing like that. But McDuffie, he does. McDuffie, so if you argue, is he the best corner? Yeah, we can say Patrick Surtain. We probably can say Sauce Gardner. But none of them can hold his trophy case. Since he been in the league, he got 2 Super Bowl rings? None of them have none of them will have those. You know what I mean? So yeah, you scratch your head, think twice. This guy is the best corner in the league. I know everybody in the chat is saying, hey, lock up. He's locking them up. And they also said a T-Cuff, and his name for no reason. He got to be the best. With that type of name is the best. Locking down Jamar Chase or locking down the others. Hey, I don't see nobody outside of that because the other guys ain't got no rings. The other guys ain't been to back-to-back in Super Bowls or the AFC Championship appearance or NFC appearances. This guy get his team over the board all the time. So, hey, T-Cuff.
With that being said, what happened to AJ Brown in the Super Bowl? I mean, every time he threw the ball his way, he caught it.
Brown he didn't have that many yards, sir. He didn't have that many yards.
When his name was called, he caught it though, right?
It went on.
Did he lock up AJ? No, he didn't. AJ was playing. AJ was having fun out there, man.
It wasn't fun out there. So it's no fly zone for teacups. As the hitter said, you cannot go there.
The other thing, maybe the most underrated part of his game. Now, again, I mean, when you're thinking about corner, you don't think about this too much. But in terms of run support, I mean,
right.
sticking your nose in, I don't know if there's any corner better than him at that. So again, in terms of an overall game and just being able to just as a football player, yes, we can, nitpick the balls over his head and so forth in terms of just, the lack of height or maybe just not playing those guys, having the proper technique against those guys yet. But I think that other piece of it is a big part of what the Chiefs ask him to do. So not everybody plays in the same defense, same type of defense. So there's going to be some qualitative things to this in terms of what you like. But no, you got to. I mean, T-Cuffs is going to be the top.
Is T-Cuff physical? Yeah. Is he versatile? Yes. Is he decent in the slot? Yes. Doesn't hide the fact that he can't guard wide receiver taller than him. Sutton got busy with him on clutch downs. Right, Rowley with Hollins, Hollins scored on him in the end zone with Buffalo. Then AJ Brown gave him some work. I'm like, man, what we talking about here? Everybody talking about Jamar Chase. Yeah, Jamar Chase. He ain't nothing but an inch taller than him. Like I said, like they have the same like both physical.
Jamar Chase was the guy. Hey, Jamar Chase was the number one receiver in the league last year. Was he or was he not?
Triple crown. It was Triple Crown. It was Triple Crown.
If he locked down a Triple Crown guy and say, hey, this is the guy I'm locking up, this is the guy I'm putting in jail cell, and have him crying on the sideline, have him about to fight Joe Burrow in a huddle, have him about to have all kind of issues with his coach. T-Cuffed is that guy. I don't care what nobody says.
That's his only highlight. That's his only highlight. That's his only highlight.
It's your highlight against the best. It's your highlight against the best, though. It's your highlight against Sutton. He didn't do it against Sutton. So he deserves. So he deserves.
Sutton owns T-Cuffs.
Here's where I'm going to draw the line. I think as a show, from now on, if we're going to bring up certain cases, it can't be anecdotally. Okay, so bring up specific plays, specific things. And things like that, because we can say, well, this guy did this against him, this guy did that against him. Well, okay, maybe on a play, maybe on two plays, but to sit here and say just kind of like he can't guard guys that are bigger than him, I think that's a little disingenuous. I mean, that really is. It's not that he can't. He's had some plays that I'm sure he would want back, just as every other corner that's ever lined up in a football game in his life.
I see the love. y'all giving the T-Cuffs.
So anyway, shout out to Dane Simonson. I don't know if you're new, Dane, but I don't know if I remember seeing that name before. So thanks for jumping in. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nice to see the YouTube little avatar there.
Yeah, I love saying that. And I love seeing the honesty on this panel.
Oh, we gotta go to
T-Cup is ranked 10th on my board.
All right, yeah, whatever. So let's get to
who were the first nine. See, this is what I'm talking about. You just throw something out there.
Everybody but T-Cuffs.
Who were the first nine?
Who the first nine?
Well, give us 1 through 9.
Do we have enough time? Do we have enough time to go through that?
You don't have to give your love for all of them. Just who were your top 9?
Do we have time for all that? I don't think we do. I don't think we do.
If you keep asking, then we won't.
I don't think we do. I'm just saying.
Plenty of time. Just list 9 names. Go ahead.
He's not my top 20.
Please. The name, sir.
He's not my top. I'm just saying.
You just saying what?
He's not my top, man.
You said he's 10. So
I can give you a couple right off the flip. I give you a couple off the flip.
I don't have any, guys. So let's go on and get into the next question.
I give you a couple off the flip. I said Sauce. I said Derek Stingley.
Two or three.
I met some guys, legit guys. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this.
Jalen Ramsey.
Get out your crayon and your coloring book and write out the other names, and then you can give them.
I most definitely.
All right,
will.
so
I most definitely will.
Step up and take on a bigger leadership role in the Chiefs secondary.
Go ahead, man.
The juice pit.
Mango said, "Look, man." Go ahead, man. Go.
Well, I don't think he has much. Am I correct in thinking Trent is like now the longest serving part of the secondary? If you're thinking corner wise, and
well, he and Watson same draft class.
True.
You would say, but being a first round pick, yeah, I think I see where you're going.
Yeah, I think he has to really. You know, he's like I was saying, now one of the longest serving members of that part of the team, and you know, he stepped up when we lost L'Jarius Sneed. You know, keeping it within the secondary. You've also now lost Justin Reed, who was also a big personality and a big voice in that. So I think he's going to have to. I don't think there's much of a say in it. I think he's definitely going to need to. You know, there's definitely people in that group who are going to need, you know, like a shoulder to lean on, if you will, and just, you know, have advice from someone who's been there a while. So can he? I think he can, but we're going to have to wait and see for sure. But I personally think he should be stepping up and taking on that role this season.
Yeah, I have to agree. Let's go back to Justin Reed. Yeah, yes, they said, you know, I see. They said he's not vocal or, you know, McDuffie, but I see that he's vocal is on the field because he get people that want to argue and fight. He sit there. He shows what he can do on the field. You know what I mean? But I want to see him carry that over into the locker room. I think he's going to take that bigger leadership role. You know what I mean? And taking on the secondary. He's going to be that guy that's in the locker room that's going to lead the guys, you know, in the secondary room. Because Justin Reed is gone. That's that vocal guy. He's not there no more. But, hey, they got me laughing in the chat. Said, not my type. Yeah, but, hey, I'm going to put that on the T-shirt for Dre. That's not my type. Not my type. I don't know. That's my type. But again, I think he's gonna take on a bigger leadership role. I think he can. He got the tools to do it. What you have to say, Dre?
Well, first of all, he sucks guarding guys taller than him, so I'm gonna say that off the rip. And on top of that, he don't open up his mouth. He don't even speak well. Even the whole thing with Chase, man, he wasn't talking for real. He was just pointing fingers, pointing and whatnot. I don't know, but can he be a leader on that secondary? Who knows, man? Does a man speak? Does he speak? Does he use his lips? Does he use his lips?
The Wizard of Oz. Pay no attention to this madman under the Andre Tillman thing. I have no idea what he's talking about. The kid is probably one of the most well-spoken guys that you'll see. Yes, absolutely. He has the ability to do it. He's got the makeup to do it. You know, right. Just because of the way he plays and is available regularly and does all those things we talked about in the first question in terms of covering whoever they ask him to cover, coming off the edge, coming up in run support, whatever they need him to do, that's what he does. So he's leading, maybe not exactly just kind of being like a motor mouth about it, but just in the way he plays. Now, behind closed doors with the young guys, they just bring in Noel Williams, Christian Fulton comes. Now, again, he may be a little bit older age-wise, but he hasn't been with the Chiefs. So I think T. Cuffs is going to be that guy, and I'm pretty sure he already is. If it didn't start last year, it certainly did during this OTA period.
If he leads, see, he's a type of player. I'm gonna give him a little bit of credit. If he leads by action. He doesn't lead by talking. He leads by action.
On the top of your draft board,
he leads by action. He leads by action. Like you're not seeing him over there pointing around, getting player where they need to go. He's not that type of leader. He's gonna lead by action and results. That's what Trent McDuffie is. He's all action. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start talking about he's a leader. He's not gonna talk to nobody. He's gonna lead by action. Let his actions speak. So. On that type, yeah, he's cool. He's fine. Nah, he's fine on that note. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I said, man. Hey, I feel like he's gonna be the guy that's gonna take over the locker room. You know what I mean? Dre got no respect if he's not his type. Hey.
Can we just get Dre on the big screen on his for a minute?
Okay, go ahead. Sir.
Yeah.
And tell us all about your type.
It's not my type.
My type of DB. You gotta be about 6'1", 6'2", long arms, very physical, and also gotta have good awareness. Gotta have good awareness, man. But nah, he's cool, man. Like I said, McDuffie's physical. Like I said, he gonna let his actions speak. But as far as him like being vocal, that's not him. That's not his style. But his action definitely gonna show in the field. So hey, he's cool. He's tough. He's all right.
Yeah. So let's get into the next question.
Let's go next.
Not my type, man. That's funny. It's a song out there too. I'm gonna put right behind this. Go ahead, Luke.
All right. So with the revamped secondary, can the Chiefs defense be even better than last year? Mango.
I mean, I'm going to go a pretty similar angle I did with my last one. I think, it depends on if certain people step up. Are we going to see, like Jaden Hicks evolve in his second year? How does Jalen Watson perform? He's had a couple of injuries at this point. Can he play at anywhere near the level he was when he started last season? And then you've also got the rookies. I'm just going to include Jeffrey Basso because I feel like he doesn't get enough love ever from anyone when we're talking about the newer players. But I also think it depends on, how he and Noel Williams play as well. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but it's about the execution. So similar to my last answer, you can always be better, but they've got to execute it and actually do it on the field for that to succeed.
Yeah, I had to go with that. I had to go with his answer as well. This is always going to be starts with the guys that have been here for me. If the guys been here can get these young guys that going and playing, get them caught up on the playbook very well, and to get them going and knowing that what the secondary is all about. Because I know a lot of people say Spags defense is hard to learn. But yes, if I think this defense can be way better if this secondary, revamped secondary with Williams and the guy they got from the Charger. I'll keep his name crosses my mind right now. Because he is my type. Chris Thornton. And if he can come in and give it if they can get what they've been getting out these 7th-round draft picks and these later round draft picks, and they can get what they get from him coming from LSU and get him back to his LSU's days, I feel like this secondary can be the best secondary the Kansas City Chiefs probably have within Spags. I know they have L'Jarius Sneed, but this can be the best secondary they had. What you had to say, Coach?
I'm gonna say with the addition of Williams and you got the guy from the Chargers with them Fruitin. I think with him and then you got Connor coming off the slide and whatnot, and you got Hicks in the back. I do believe this secondary would be eventually be better because you got a real shutdown corner, a pre-shutdown corner on that side with Williams over there about six and up. I like what I've seen from him on the outside for real because now you put McDuffie in his rightful position to play the slot. Again, I do believe this secondary is going to be tougher than what it was because I feel like it's not going to be ain't going to be no letdown on the back end. So I do believe this secondary is going to be tough. It's going to be very tough this year. It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, the overall defense has a great opportunity to be a little bit better just because of the additions they also had in the front 7. Obviously, the down 4 with Ashton Gelati and Norman Lott, parking lot, up front. In terms of the secondary, I think the talent is definitely there. We may see some hiccups in terms of communication and so forth at the beginning because to Hense's point that, Spags' defense is pretty intricate and they do things a little bit differently and there's different calls and there's nuance to the calls and everything else. But I think as the year goes on, you'll see the communication get cleaned up in the secondary, those players in terms of, who's going to kind of take charge. Is it going to be Jaden Hicks? Is it going to be Cuffs? I mean, you want one of those safeties ultimately to be like the last line of defense and be there. Is it going to be Brian Cook? You never know. I think being a little more healthy, he could be a big factor in all this. So I like the guys they have. I like the additions that they've made. The talent is definitely there to get there. It may not be better right off the bat, but I can see it mid-season on being one of the better defenses of this whole run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into the next one, Lou.
Yes, sir. How will the Chiefs secondary fare against elite quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Josh Allen? Wow. Wow.
Go ahead, Mango. Okay, we lost.
Mango. Take your time, Mango.
You lose Mango's sound.
Time. We need some sound, man.
Nope, can't hear you.
Test. Okay, Hense, what do you got?
I can go ahead, Drake, to try to figure out what's going on.
Really? You give me this? Hell yeah! Nah, they ain't gonna fare up against no damn Joe Burrow. They definitely ain't gonna do that. Because I got a feeling this year. Well, they ain't playing this year. Hopefully, they meet up in the playoffs. I got a feeling Chase gonna get busy with McDuffie. He gonna go ahead and show the world why he is better, and that was a fluke what happened to him last year. But this secondary against Josh Allen right now, I think Josh Allen, we just don't know because the way their receiving core is set up, we don't know. But I do believe they would do fairly well against the Buffalo Bills and their wide receiving core. But against Cincinnati with T. Higgins and Chase and them guys over there, nah. It's gonna be good work over there. I'll guarantee you this: them boys and the Bengal boys gonna get them boys great work. We'll get them boys good work. And guess what? Guess what they targeted? When they do meet, Chase is gonna give that boy teacups that work. You hear me? But nah, I think with the Buffalo Bills, I think it's gonna be easy work for the Chiefs. But against the Bengals, it's a whole different ball game with the Bengals. Whole different ball game, man.
Yeah, there's no bias or anything there. Just again, more just I don't know. I don't even know where that's coming.
You just gotta say it. You gotta say it. It's just trash. It's like
I would say this.
Get off of
at what point? I don't have the schedule off the top of my head, but at what point do they play the Bills? Is it like mid-season? Or is it earlier?
I think mid-season, but go ahead. We're trying to get this fixed.
Now they typically, I don't want to say they struggle, but it's like they lose to the Bills in the regular season, then win in the playoffs. And I think it goes back to my previous answer in terms of the defense kind of ramps up as the year goes on. And I think with the secondary, again, if you're going to have some new pieces in there, if say a Noel Williams is getting a lot of snaps, if obviously Christian Fulton, if he is starting opposite of T-Cups, Jaden Hicks being a full-time starter for the first time. So let's see how that all kind of meshes together. So into the playoffs, I think they'll be set. They'll be fine. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is on the other side. Now, again, you get to the playoffs, they're all going to be good. My point is not that these guys aren't that great. It's just that the defense will be playing much better at that time of year. So I think they'll be fine. Now, will these guys put up their numbers? Of course, they're professionals. They're really good players. They're going to make some plays, but ultimately they will do enough to win games because we've seen it before and we'll see it again.
Go back to Mango. Go ahead, man.
So like I was saying, hello, can you hear me? Oh, I almost lost you then. That would have been bad. Check. We're all good?
Yeah,
good. All good.
Cool. It's been a while. Sorry, guys. I mean, anything can happen any given Sunday. Lou made a really good point. You usually see us lose to the Bills in the regular season, but as history has shown, Chiefs usually have the upper hand in the not the off season, the per season. God, it's been a minute. I mean, we probably have the upper hand on them in the off season as well. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's all going to depend on how this newer group gels with what's already there, because I feel like everyone's going to get the chance to play. Whether that be there's been injuries, or Spags likes to try different things out at some points. I mean, last year we saw Chris Roland Wallace get on the field, a couple of interceptions as well, which was good. Right. I mean, I agree with Lou the most. I mean, it is really going to depend on how well everything gels together.
Yeah.
But like you said, these guys are professionals at their jobs.
That's right.
Points are going to be put up whether they like
That's
it or
right.
not. But also, our secondary will shut them down as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if you kind of look at it, looking at the elite quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, he was having a elite year last year because he was playing garbage time, had to play catch up, had to go come back because the defense was giving up so much points, so he had to play garbage time to be elite. So yes. That's why I put him in there to be elite. But Josh Allen, everybody know that he shouldn't got MVP. He should have been Lamar Jackson all over again. But again, these two quarterbacks, if they had to go up against them, they kind of play these teams very well. They kind of play the Chiefs very well. The Bengals and the Bills, they always come to a close game, come always down to the close one. So when it's all said and done, if we don't play the Bengals this year, we play if they make it to the playoffs.
They will.
They got Aaron Rodgers. They got to go through all the over there with the Steelers and the Steelers rebuilding. Then you got the Cleveland Browns probably good. They got Shador Sanders over there. You never know what happened with the division. But again, with Josh Allen, the Chiefs always kind of play them very well. Like it's come down to nail biting games. So again, it's all going to come back to who's going to take that leadership role. Who's going to take that leadership role in that secondary since Justin Reed is gone, and who's going to take on that that task, because it's going to be a big task to take on. Trying to be a leader and trying to play up to the elite level. But Trent McDuffie showed that he can do that, and he got these young guys coming in. Noah Williams, he showed that he can do that in Cal. Like they said in the chat, Noah Williams going to lock up T. Higgins, so that doesn't matter. So hey, they put in that's what they said in the chat.
That's what they said in the chat. I haven't seen the field yet.
No pressure, kid. Kid.
No pressure at all. Now, no.
He's anyway. He's gonna be injured anyway, so no pressure.
Speaking to existence, guys. I get that.
Surprised you didn't put Lamar Jackson's name in there.
I thought about
my type of quarterback hits.
I thought about putting Lamar Jackson, but I knew I had to get somebody upward on the show. So
I think leaving him out would have been perfect. That would have accomplished what you're looking for.
Yeah, it sure would have.
Yeah, so let's get into some of these questions. Go ahead and take it, Mango or Lou. What do you got?
I'll take
so Crystal Lee at the bow-tied penguin. I still gotta love that avatar. The secondary, if all for the most part are healthy, they haven't been this deep. Okay, so you're saying the secondary hasn't been this deep since Jerry Sneed. I'm not concerned at all about the second, no matter who they face. So, Crystal has all confidence in these guys. Yeah, I mean, I think they have upgraded a bit in terms of talent. It's just the experience part isn't there. So I think that's the point that we're trying to make, is that typically, it's all about communication on the back end. So let's see how that all kind of comes together. But we appreciate you jumping in there, Crystal.
Yeah, appreciate it. Much love. But I'm gonna say this, like I said, it's gonna be a tough time for Kansas City though. In general, just with this new couple of new pieces, rookie, got the vet coming from San Diego, and just can they mesh well with SPAC secondary with the system that's in place? So we'll definitely see. We'll see.
Let's get to the next question, Luke.
Here we go again. Steve Cuffs, the second most important player on the Chiefs defense behind Chris. So we're making a statement even in the question. So this is both. So is T Cuffs the second most important player on the Chiefs defense if Chris Jones is first?
I think it depends who you ask. I think
we're going to ask you.
Okay. If you ask me,
yes, we are.
I will probably I will say no, and I will agree with what I for sure know will be the answer of Spags. And he has a weird love-hate relationship the fan base has with this guy, but I think it's Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think I think Trent would probably be the guy after Nick for me, but I think Nick is such a integral part of what Spags likes to do. I mean, obviously we've had games without him. I think was it not last season, the season before, where we had Drew as the Mike linebacker for a couple of games, and he did a great job. But you could tell that we were missing Bolton for those few games. So I would probably say the second most important defensive player for the Chiefs right now, as things stand, is Nick Bolton.
I have to say it is Trent McDuffie. Why I say that? Because how Spags use him on the blitz packages, on the nickel, outside. If he's not on the field, then what? You know what I mean? What would he that look out there? Jamal Chase would have had a big game if he wasn't out there, right? It wasn't no double team, wasn't no safety over the top. It was one-on-one, lock up, shut him down, get him off the field. We're gonna take away this guy. Then when in the playoffs, if a big plays need to be made, here come McDuffie off the blitz. The hit on T-Cup, I mean not T-Cup, but Tyreek Hill, and stripped the ball. Then it ran back for a touchdown. So it has to be this man and nobody else, because if he's not on the field, I know everybody's gonna say George Kalafis or Nick Bolton or heck, what I mean. Some people probably say another person like Charles Omenihu or somebody like that, in the playoffs, when the playoffs run or something like that. But for me, man, it had to be T-Cups because he locks down his side of position, and also he plays in the slot very well. Also on run stopping and also stripping the ball, and the kid is always around the ball. And it don't matter what, So I have to say behind Chris Jones, if Chris Jones wasn't out there, the second most important guy would have to be Trent McDuffie for me.
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with that statement of Trent McDuffie being the guy, the second most important person, because you have to lock down wide receivers on the outside. You got to take on that challenge of locking down the outside guy. Now, Nick Bolton to me is very important as well because he's one of the best run stoppers in the league. He's a downhill threat. He is a banger. I'm saying coming dealing with the running backs. What not banger means hit stick, Lou. Man, got pound for pound, knock your block off, Lou. You dig what I'm saying? No, but honestly, I like Nick Bolton. He is a big piece, but I'm gonna have to go with Trent McDuffie because, like Bo stated, man, you need a guy that can compete with great receivers out there. Even though he's not as great, he's good. So you need somebody that can at least compete with some of the great wide receivers out there, like a Chase, like a Sutton. You know what I'm saying? Guys that can at least compete, at least scratch their leg or something like that. So it would definitely be Trent McDuffie for me.
Yeah, I mean, to Mango's point, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, he's the green dot. He kind of directs things out there. We're talking about the importance of Justin Reed, previously on the back end, but Bolton does a lot of that from his position as well. So that he does have significant importance in terms of just the question. If the assumption is that Chris Jones is the most important, you could certainly make an argument that Trent is actually the most important because, the difference between him and the next corner might not be as great as the difference between Chris Jones and his replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So from that perspective, maybe you would have to say that Chris Jones is the top dog. So yeah, I mean, Trent, you can make an argument for it is Trent because you got to have that corner. You got to have at least one that you can say, okay, if you need to take one guy away. Now, that's typically not the way they play defense, but there are cases where in certain plays where you're going to put him in that position, and he's the best in terms of that. So it's really a tough one when you start ranking different positions and how important they are. But yeah, I mean, in that case, I would certainly say Cuffs would be that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got to be that guy. But back to the question that never got answered. We want to know who's your top 10. Who are your top 10?
First of all, God, that's for another show. That's for another show. I will have give me my own segment. Give me my own segment. Give me my own segment next show, and I will give you my 10. I'll give you my 10. I'll give you my 10. Look, Lou, this for you, Lou. This for
so
you, Lou.
You did have 3 earlier. So you had mentioned
I did mention Sauce, Surtain, and Derek Stingley,
Sauce Gardner, Stingley.
Who else?
And you say there's 5, 6 other guys between those 3 and Cuffs.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that list, man.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
I can't wait for that list. I want to wait for that list. But hey, guys, he's not my type. That now we got something for Dre. We're gonna put his face on there and say
I honestly must have missed that. I mean, it must have been on a rant when he said that.
Take your time, Lou. Take your time, man.
He did say
it's gonna be a good one, man.
Can I just interject here?
Yeah, come on.
Speaking of Nick Bolton and run defense, someone who the Chiefs will now be seeing in Week 14 of the upcoming season, it will be Nick Chubb and the Texans, as he has passed his medical and is officially signed.
Well, you saw they were showing him, again, besides, I think, like Saquon, I mean, those 2 on the squat rack is just ridiculous because it's 700 some pounds or whatever, which it just doesn't even seem humanly possible. And he's doing his jump work. So Chubb is just like a machine. And I know we talked about it. I think Hense may have posited, hey, maybe the Chiefs should go after him. But he's got this injury history. He's a little bit older. The Chiefs tend to want to go younger. So that was a thing. But we'll see. I mean, with him and Mixon, that could be
Chubbs and Mixon. That's gonna be wild, boy.
You got a couple of guys there. You got to bring your lunch pail. You're going to be tackling that day.
Nick Bolton gonna earn this money in that game, boy. He gonna definitely earn the stripes that game, man. And Chris Jones, man. Shit, hell, the whole front line gonna earn that money in that game.
They got both of the kids from Iowa State. Then they already got a guy over there. Then they revamped their offensive line, revamped their back. They just rehauled their whole offense to do what? To still be trash. It doesn't matter if he go over there. His ankles ain't gonna hold up, and his kneecaps is not gonna be stiff. I'm just tripping, guys. I was messing around. If you're not in the Chiefs uniform, hey, you know what I say? 2 words for him, guys. I'm not gonna say it on the line, but you know what to say in the chat. If you're not wearing red, hey, it's not for you. But again, guys, I want to ask y'all guys a question before we close out. Travis Kelce, I was watching his game, right? And it was against the Chargers, and he was at the one he scored a touchdown. There's overtime. He ran it all the way to the end zone. Who is that Chief that's on the Chiefs right now that missed the tackle? Do y'all know? That was on the Chargers.
What game was this? Like last year?
This when they was playing the Chargers in the overtime.
Every year.
they played them in overtime. Right. Travis Kelce took the ball
LA.
In LA, and he ran it back.
Okay, so it had to have been Drew Tranquil.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Drew Tranquil that missed the tackle. So
Travis went absolutely nuts that game. So I mean, he was just having one of those Travis games where no matter what, I mean, I don't know what happens to him. He gets like injected with something at some point, and he just goes off. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any of those left in the tank. But I was just going to say, in terms of the NFL, a couple of guys that were released today, and you tend to see these things post June 1 because of salary cap implications or whatever. But I think Jair Alexander got released this morning. He didn't have any guaranteed money left on his contract. He's missed a ton of games over the last few years, and for injury. But I mean, there's a guy that's got plenty of football left in him. We'll see what happens. And typically, when they make these announcements early in the day that the guy's going to be released, it tends to speed up GMs, and maybe before the end of the day, before the transaction goes through, they actually get a trade. done, because now they are going to release him, and you might be able to get him on the cheap. But if you're waiting to just try to sign him, then you're competing with all these other teams. So he and Jermaine Pratt, linebacker for the Bengals, same situation. So you might see some movement there with those two guys. It'd be interesting to see, where they land. And Lou Anarumo is in Indianapolis. Maybe Jermaine Pratt has an affinity to play in that defense. So we'll see there. And then Jair Alexander, I mean, Coach, he's one of your favorites. Is he on your top 10 list?
Absolutely.
Is he ahead of Cuffs?
Absolutely. I don't know, Lou. I don't know. We'll see.
He the one was banging on the drum for T-Cuff's draft day.
Well,
T-Cup is tough. Yeah, T-Cup is tough. I never said I didn't like him. He's tough.
You just mad that he beat Jamar Chase to death. He had him crying on the sidelines.
That was a hell of a matchup. That was a hell of a matchup, man. I love it, but he can't deal with tall receivers. I'm just saying.
Well, with all due respect, I don't think Joe Burrow was playing that day, so I don't want to give Jamar a pass, but it's a little bit different.
Appreciate it.
Somebody else is chucking the ball.
That's right.
Joe Burrow was playing that day, and he had to stop him in
He may have been. Number 9 might have been out there, but I don't know. I don't think he was playing that day.
Yeah, that's right. I don't either. You're right, Lou. I don't either.
Hey. So let's get this. What do you think? Since a lot of you mentioned Alexander, Lou. Do you think a lot of guys, since a lot of Chiefs got a lot of 1-year deal guys that's in a locker room or a cornerback room, do you think they go out to Alexander and try to bring him in?
That would be an interesting one. They just drafted a corner. They signed one in free agency. They probably have a plan, but that's a tough one to pass up. I mean, if you're sitting there and you have a conversation with the agent and he's willing to sign at a certain number, then sure, hey, maybe you flip him like a 6th round pick or something, because they're going to release him. They're not getting anything for him anyway. So I would. Maybe you throw him into the mix. I don't want to say that it's late. I mean, he could, if he's healthy enough and he can show up like tomorrow or something like that, and then even just watch the mini camp to kind of get his ideas in terms of the calls and all that kind of stuff. But they tend to want to go younger, and just that all the time that he's missed. Again, he's going to be looking for a decent contract. I mean, there's no question about that. That's why he's being released by the Packers. So. It would certainly, from a talent perspective, I would say yes, but I don't think they're going to break the bank even in a 1-year deal to go get Alexander. Although I
bet it be the Commanders. Commanders are going to go after him.
Shit,
he could. I mean, any team that's got a decent amount of salary cap space, and they trust that he can play a few more years, because he is still pretty young. It's just that, again, I think 2 out of the last 3 years, he missed like 8 or 9 games each.
Yeah, man. I think
is he your type? Is he your type?
Hell yeah, he is, man. Listen, Jair Alexander is a guy that I would definitely trust on the outside. I think you put Jair,
put a ring on the finger.
Hell yeah, you put. hey, listen. You put Jair Alexander out there with AJ Brown, he's locking them up. I think Jair Alexander get that boy some work. So. I like it. I think if Kansas City should they pursue Jair Alexander if they had to, I'm all for it, because that's still Jair Alexander. That boy still can get busy. So if they have the chance to make a move, yeah. And then I heard Baltimore Ravens is in the running for Jair though. Baltimore's looking at him too. So I'm like, shit. I mean, he's a hell of a piece. He can boost your secondary. I tell you that he will boost that secondary. So yeah. Whoever get him, man, they're gonna boost that secondary. Whoever get him.
It's a question for you, Dre. Go ahead.
It's a question for me, Dre. You talking about one play? Talking about he can't handle targets? He can't. Spence. He can't handle target receivers. He can't handle.
Well, Jamar Chase is tall. So with that said, guys,
that man only 6'1". That man only 6'1".
We will have Dre's top 10 cornerback list. Not my type. That's what we're gonna call it. Not my type. At top 10. So with that said, we'll see you guys.
Not my type of DBs. Not my type of DBs. That could be another one too.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Not my type.